At the risk of echoing Hillary Clinton's famous quip when asked about the Syrian Embassy attack, what difference does it make is the question much of the country is asking about today's national news. Do we need to know the running body count from the tragic condo collapse, the number of pandemic infections each day, the casualties from the Syrian war, the number of deaths in Afghanistan, the number of arrests made on January 6th, the heavy rains around the world, or the record high temperatures in Siberia or Portland? What difference does it make, and what are we supposed to do about it? News reporters are burning out and leaving the profession in record numbers. They are no longer respected and ranks lower than fact-checkers for credibility, not to mention relevancy. They are becoming an endangered species because the contempt towards them is similar to used car salesmen and politicians who are neck and neck with lawyers. As Shakespeare's Macbeth spoke about the idiot delivering useless news, all sound and fury signifying nothing. Throughout history, there were those who relished delivering sensationalized news that brings nothing but anguish. The water torture of information is numbing society to the point where nothing is being heard, believed, or considered accurate, much less useful. What difference does it make is becoming our default response. The need to be noticed has trumped any concept of utility or relevance. This is causing a great reset in media, doubling down on garbage news in the hope of retaining their dwindling audience with more outrageous, useless stories. No one is asking what happened to the trillions spent to control man-made carbon dioxide. No one points out that the level of man-made CO2 has not been lower since the 70s because of the pandemic. If these efforts did anything, why are these extreme weather events continuing to happen? If the reduction in man-made CO2 stopped global warming, this should be the quietest climate year in the last 40. This proves human activity is not causing global warming. It's simply a variation in intensity and the distance of the sun from the earth. Why, after a year of social distancing, masks, and vaccines, is the media not asking what good did it do? Why is the mortality rate in 2020 lower than in 2019 when suicides, homicides, and overdoses and accidents are subtracted? Where are the 500,000 COVID deaths? What difference does it make? Why is the rate of homicides, suicides, and drug overdoses and the plummeting school student achievements caused by the lockdown not addressed? Why is the prescription worse than the disease? After 1.5 years of tyrannical overreach, it is becoming toxic to listen to this useless propaganda. The deep state national news has sentenced itself to the dustbin of history, while families and communities were stopped from teaching our core values when churches were closed. Our job is to make scholasticism the ammunition against propaganda and indoctrination. Our students are being held hostage by affirmative action policies, which replaces highly experienced educators with candidates whose resumes has only pictures instead of words listing achievements. Mark Twain joked, "I never let my schooling interfere with my education." As so often is the case, there is great truth in humor. This is Keith Kuby wishing you the best in making the world a better place.